Actually, my first musical instrument was always the piano because I grew up in a household that had a piano. So all of us, my brother and sister, we all kind of had to take piano lessons. But when I moved to Philadelphia, I went to a school that didn't have a teacher for piano. So my first instrument that I played as far as school and high school bands was the clarinet. I know.
How long did you last with it?
I actually gravitated from the regular clarinet to the bass clarinet, and I played that for about 4 years in the all-city high school band in Philly, and in bands in school. I really actually enjoyed the instrument, but then I realized I could play piano and not have to carry anything around. I moved to Philadelphia in the 6th grade, and I was already into music, but I didn't know I could actually really do it as a career. And a teacher, oh, I'm forgetting her last name, but she was my 6th grade music teacher, and we had an assignment to do like a book report, and I would always do something different. So instead of the book report, I wrote a song about the book. Brought my little like Yamaha keyboard into school, 6th grade, did it, and she's like, wait a minute, you need to go to Girard Academic Music Program, which was another school like Kappa, like Creative and Performing Arts in Philadelphia. So she wrote some letters, and I started the next year, which was 7th grade, at Girard Academic Music Program. And joined the choir, as I said, played the clarinet, and did all of those things, and later on to community college music program, which was a summer music program for high school students. And that's where I met Larry McKenna. Not met, but officially studied with Larry McKenna and so many other people. And I mean, around that time, I'm like 2 years younger than McBride and DeFrancesco. So around that time, I was watching them go off and, you know, watching Joey play with Miles and McBride go to New York and do everything he was doing. And there's so many other people like Dwayne Burno. It was a great time in Philadelphia to study music. A few answers to that. It's going great, number one. How is it possible? Because I married the right person. That's the honest truth. Because if I hadn't, you know, sleeping on the turnpike and, you know, pulling over the exit 7 would have been something that was not at all possible. But she's been so supportive of knowing that I need to have a foot in New York and a foot in Philadelphia. And actually, I wouldn't even say I have a foot in Philadelphia as far as musically. I grew up there and I had a great time there, but I went to New York for 3 years. That's where I met my wife. And I came back for childcare. Honestly, Philadelphia, my mother was still there, and I had children, and I knew, you know, what I could do as far as property and as far as rent, and then turned into mortgage. So I live in Philadelphia basically because the economics is easy. But I live right by 309, and I'm in New York almost every day, you know. So I think I'm blessed to be able to have the benefits of a grill and a lawn and a garden and still jump on 309, but it's because of the support of the people that I live with.
Right, of course, New York.
And the reality is, I'm paying now in my mortgage. I left New York in 1998. My mortgage now in 2013 is still less than what I paid for my rent in New York. Yeah, for a 3-bedroom, if you can call it that, apartment. Well, one of the main reasons outside of the Philadelphia school system that I got into the music was because my uncle, Ellsworth Gooding, was a jazz saxophonist who played with Trudy Pitts and Mr. C. So I grew up in the music, and I was a 10-year-old surrounded at the Clef Club, sweeping up and cleaning, surrounded by, I mean, there's no easy other way a bunch of senior citizens. But they raised me in this music. I mean, so many people, from Stan Carter to Bootsy Barnes. I can go down the list of so many people who raised me in this music. And one of the things that my parents instilled in me is like, you you have to remember where you came from. And that's where I came from, you know, later on, from people like Charles Famber, who we lost, and Trudy Pitts, and Shirley Scott, and Arthur Harper, and Mickey Roker. They all taught me so much, you know. I learned a lot of things, the do's and the don'ts from all of them.
Clap and say your name. For a second.
At the same time? Okay. Orrin Evans.
Sing the